Yeah, I'd be curious to hear EXO's view on Lido, because this one is one that's actually like made higher highs, and then like you have this weird deviation, but you're in a channel here. It gets bought up in the demand zone. It's super liquidity driven. Literally yesterday there was only 2 longs left, so that is why you got an 18% move today. But like no reason this. So my plan right now is long. Basically 240s if it gets there, and then play it to topside liquidity around the 3, right? Until this is like breaking down and clearly showing like bearish market structure. Like this is one that can outperform, and you can kind of look at it alongside both Ethereum and BTC as well, in terms of like how it's performing. So yeah. He's got his ones that he wants to short. I have some ones that I want to long. I might participate in some of the short trades on those other ones because they don't seem as fundamentally sound. I know OP has a ton of supply coming online. That would obviously be a huge catalyst for selling. But yeah, again, it's super coin specific for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it's like you've got to pick your market. You got to know which conditions suit your trading style the best. Something like Lido would probably screw me over both ways because looking at this price action, like fucking, is it a range? Is it a channel? It looks more akin to a channel. Yeah.
So this reminds me of like the Luna channel that existed at one point before, like way up. You know, I think you could have traded like 50 to 90 at one point. I remember this is a long time ago, obviously, but like this is a ascending channel for the most part that is basically just ping ponged around liquidity. Look at the high where Lido is. If you start breaking out of this channel and above that, then price discovery becomes interesting. Now, is the range $3 and then to $1? I don't know. It was an extremely explosive move. Like you kind of have to start breaking down significantly for me to think that this is going much lower. So for now, it's like play the liquidity, play the ascending channel that's kind of going on, and eventually it's going to resolve. Whether that's break down or break out remains to be seen.
Yeah, agreed. I think when I look at the Lido chart personally, I think it's one of the charts that somebody like yourself excels. You and Amoeba do really well in the lower time frame. When I look at this from a high time frame perspective as a high probability trade, it's very clear for me. There's 2 levels. Swing fill this, get back inside. I'll take a punt. It's in an uptrending channel. I fancy my chances that it goes back to the channel lows, and if not lower down, back to these lows here. Again, I do agree with you. This is some form of compression. We're respecting higher lows in the channel. Generally, you see these resolve by doing a clearance thrust, something that I've learned from Paracurve. It really spikes up and then dumps all the way back down to the origin of the last point of consolidation. So something like this would not surprise me as well. I can probably bring up the Paracurve article. It's one of my favorite trading patterns in bullish environments.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I don't disagree with that because at that valuation at $4, you might be 0.5 times fully diluted valuation to current TVL.
There we go.
So like I trade a lot of this around valuation too.
Yep, here we go. It's the clearance thrust, the pump before the dump. And this is exactly one of the patterns that I traded on Luna in 2021, I believe, that before it went to something like $1,900, sold Luna, started looking for shorts. But you can see the compression. So you can't define a range as such. It's just a trend. You're probably better off with the channel. But the point is these higher lows, it explodes to the upside, and then you get the retrace all the way back down. And the same on the in the downtrend market. You get these like numerous touches of the trend and then expansion to the downside before you get the so-called reversion play, or if you want to call it the echo bubble play, or currently on Bitcoin. It wouldn't surprise me something similar like this is happening on Bitcoin as well. But this is one of my favorite articles. It's by Paracurve. So many great trading patterns on here. And this is something that SC put me onto back in 2018. So, big shout out to SC once again for being instrumental in my own development.